All right, guys. So 4 games for Saturday. We're now at round 7, Saturday, September 2nd. We got Leon at home and on the road, Necaxa. Not much I can say about this game. I'll be honest, this is probably something I'm not going to bet. If I had to bet anything, I would put my money on the both teams to score. Necaxa managed to score one on Club America, and America ended up, I believe, in a draw to Leon, or America won that. I'm not sure. I want to say it was a draw though. But Necaxa managed to score on America twice. So that gives me a little bit of a insight, a little bit of hope that they can score one against Leon. But I'm not rushing to bet anything on this game. I personally don't like this game. As far as for betting, Leon would be nothing more than a parlay piece or something. If you want to take them straight on the money line, I don't blame you. It's just I usually don't like to pay those type of higher odds. So if you want to play it, play it. Those are my recommended picks on the side. This one could possibly go over too, but I think you're depending on Leon to do most of the heavy lifting. So they would have to win it by 4 for that bet to cash in completely. You know, if Necaxa can get one in there, it makes things a lot easier. But again, not something I'm rushing to bet. If I really bet anything here and force myself to bet, it would probably be the both teams to score. It's not a bad odds, and it could probably hit. But again, it's just a game I'm gonna stay away from. Game number 2, we got, I think, the most exciting game for Saturday. Santos Laguna up against Pumas Unam on the road. I'm going to have to give it to Santos here. They looked really sharp against Chivas. Knocking down the leader always sends a sign. I'm pretty sure the team is feeling good. Pumas is coming off of a good game too, but they struggle, from what I've seen, I think they struggle on the road. And Santos has been doing some of their best work at home. They performed the best at home. We saw that against Chivas. They didn't have to travel anywhere. So that's another reason I think Santos is going to get this win. They're more well rested. But I do think this game is going to be high scoring. I usually don't like to bet when it's over 2.5 and 3. I don't like betting those just because the bet is split in half. So if this score is 2-1, only half the bet wins. But I think we see more goals from both of these teams. These are teams with two solid offenses and very underwhelming, very mediocre defenses. So I think it's possible we can see another high-scoring game like Santos did with Tigres. And Pumas played Tigres very competitively, so I believe it's possible we can get a 3-2 win or even a 2-2 draw. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Santos, if they win 3-2, wow, that's money right there. But we'll see what happens. I'm happy with just Santos getting the win, but I do think we see a high-scoring game, and I think Santos has the advantages going into this game. Third game of the night, as you guys can see on my recommended picks on the side, there's quite a bit of picks. Again, these are just recommended, all final picks that I decide to play. It's going to be on my Instagram at LaloMX80. But let's go break down through the recommended. I don't think they're giving Querétaro enough credit here. The last game they played, yeah, it was a loss, but it was a 2-1 loss against Atlas, and it was a last-minute goal that ruined the game for them. So I don't think they were playing bad. They actually had a red card in the first half. So for about over 45 minutes, they were playing with one player down. And to pull off a 2-1, that's definitely not a bad result. They could have gone a lot better, but hey, red cards, once you're one man down, it makes a big difference. And Tigres is coming off a loss. I don't think they should be priced at 190. I don't think they're worth it. They're coming off a loss. And it was against a very underwhelming Pumas, who's been very, very average at best. But I think Querétaro on the money line, it's worth the shot for that big plus 500, and that's strictly just going against the price. If anything, that's probably the best reasoning. That's my only reasoning for that. I'm not trying to convince you that Querétaro is this dominant team, what they're not, but I don't think they should be underdogs that much, plus 500. And even with a +1 goal, so an extra goal, if Tigres wins this 1-0, your bet cashes. Having that extra goal at -108 is also not a bad price either. That's probably the one I'm leaning most towards. mainly because this Tigres team has been underwhelming, especially compared to their last game. They didn't play so well. And if they're favoring this Tigres team that much, I think they're gonna absolutely wreck Querétaro then, if that's what they're predicting. Because the last easy team that they played was Necaxa, and I'm assuming these books are considering Querétaro an easy team. They're pricing them like they're Necaxa, and that's just not right. That's definitely off. Yeah, they beat Necaxa 3-0, but even if we get a 2-1 Tigres win with Querétaro, you're over 2.5 hits. So that one I probably wouldn't have any problem hitting that one either. And then, like, with both teams to score, I just think they're not giving enough respect to this Querétaro team. I think Querétaro has more than enough offense to definitely score one on Tigres. And Tigres, I think they're definitely going to score with Querétaro's very, very mediocre defense, but not without Querétaro doing some damage first, in my opinion. So any of those picks, if you like them, go ahead. There's my reasoning behind every single pick. I'm probably going to be firing up. If I have to pick one, it's probably going to be the over 2.5. That one, I think for sure I'm going to hit that, because I can see Tigres winning 3-0, but I think 2-1 is more realistic. So let's move on to that last game. Last game of the night. Last time I've seen some of these games with Cruz Azul and America, they are not the most exciting. This is considered a classic, a clásico, a big time rivalry. I just don't ever see it. I don't really get excited over these games. I don't know what it is, man. Cruz Azul and America, they just don't bring that fire of a clásico type game. And I don't have much to say other than these two teams have been underperforming heavily a lot. These are known as giants, and they're not dominating anybody convincingly. So I think this is a boring game. I think this ends up like a 1-1 type game. I don't really care too much about the winner, to be honest. If I have to pick something, I would go with the draw. But even then, I'm not too confident on it. I'm probably not going to play it. But if you ask me what is the best bet for this game, probably just the draw. Everything else I kind of want to just stay away from. I don't know what to expect from these two teams. They're both underperforming. They're inconsistent, so I don't want anything to do with this game. I would just take the draw and then call it a night.